That I'm no expert on ISIS, but I will say that there must be something to them if even Al-Qaeda fears them and is trying to out-recruit them now. I don't know if you're Al-Qaeda, what your recruiting strategy would be, like whether you say you'll have 144 virgins or we're going to offer a 401k plan. Bottom line, though, ISIS has a lot of money, but it's also very savvy on the web. And now it's forming a cyber army to take that to the next level. A warning to go after America's infrastructure, financial systems. How would you like to wake up one morning, go to your ATM, and see you have a zero balance? What happens then? Back with our All-Stars. Michelle, what happens then?
Well, I don't think that scenario is outside the realm of possibility. I mean, what we have here are people who are very sophisticated, very educated. The person who runs ISIS's social media account is an American who has a tech degree from Northwestern. And if you look at the membership recruitment of ISIS, it is now the number of members that they have, according to the CIA, is now about 20 to 31,000. And it's because of their social media. And, you know, we have a digital battleground now, and that's what they're going to take advantage of next.
You know, Kayleigh, what I have seen, if you look at all the cyber intrusions, whatever you want to call it, whether the latest incident with Home Depot or Target or Nordstrom, all the others in the past, all the government sites, government contractor sites, I always get the sense that this is a build-up to something or practice runs for something. But it's obviously very easy to do, or certainly a lot easier. What do you think?
Sure, and I think that's a smart point. You know, the New York Times hacking, all the hackings we've seen, are they test runs for something bigger? That very well could be the case. And to Michelle's point, she's exactly right. Something to keep in mind is ISIS, you know, people have this conception that they're just these desert men running around.
That's right.
It's not the case. These are sophisticated, Western, highly educated men who can, in fact, wage a cyber attack on this country, and very well might.
And by the way, recruiting women, we should point out. Bernard, what do you think?
You know, this underscores it's the 21st century. We have an air war, a ground war, an intelligence war, an economic war, and also a social media and cyber war. And I would hope we are doing three things. One, engaging in significant counter-cyber terrorism. I'm sure we're doing that.
I don't know about that.
I think, two, we have to be. Number two, I really encourage the Congress to act, to support, to train these rebels, and to
well, that's assuming we know whose side we're on, and they're on.
It shows we've got to make strikes against the command, communications, control, and recruiting apparatuses. And the third thing is we've got to do more to dissuade these individuals, particularly young Western guys who are sort of lost, from joining ISIS. And I think the president made very clear they're not joining a jihad, they're not joining an Islamic organization, they're not joining a state, they're joining a terrorist organization, and they're engaging in barbarism.
Well, you can't blame them for being confused with the president not too long ago called them the JV team.
Right.
So, but having said that, and I understand, you know, where Bernard is coming from, Michelle, my big worry is this, that when I see these repeated cyber incidents, and I see, to all of your point, how effective ISIS has been at recruiting, particularly young American males, British males, very savvy, for example, on all things computer. That does give me pause that maybe they are building something akin to an outright cyber attack. What do you think, Michelle?
I mean, I don't think that would be surprising. They have an application that they just made for the Android phone to help them communicate in social media. So they're savvy.
Well,
they're
have they done that for Apple? It would be great if they said we have a terror app for that. I mean, is it just Android devices they're doing?
It's just an Android. It's called Dawn. It's their application that they've created. So if they're able to do this, they have people on there who are sophisticated, who have college degrees, and they're Westerners. Many of them have great degrees from top universities.
I worry that we're putting all the emphasis over that, which is nothing wrong to this point. There's nothing wrong with that. But we're not really looking at the real threat here, what it would be like to hit us.
That's exactly right. And when people hear the term cyber warfare, you know, I don't think they necessarily get it. We're talking electricity grids. We're talking flights. We're talking air traffic control towers.
That's right.
Like, this could destabilize the entire system. It's something that is monumental. It's not,
you know, 9/11 co-chair Tom Kane was here, just where you're sitting yesterday at this time. He was saying that's my biggest fear right now, what they could do to utilities, and what we see they have been able to do abroad.
That's right.
So that they have a record of not a very encouraging one when it comes to doing damage.
They could destabilize the entire U.S. economy. Not to be scary, but
you know, you think about it. This is the week we're looking at the 9/11 anniversary, and it was no accident that New York was a big old target, as much for just the body count, but really the financial matter, right?
But I mean, look, we got to understand, cyber threats are nothing new. This is something that we have been combating for years and years and
We're
years.
not doing a good job.
Well, actually, we are doing
I'm saying, by the way,
we are doing a
Republican
fairly
and
good job
Democratic
because we have not
administrations.
had a major cyber attack in the United States from a foreign interest ever, and I hope we can keep it that way. But it
we've
shows,
had some cyber attacks here.
Well, they've been corporate and they've been directed not.
We've gone after
mainly
government
against government
contractors.
institutions.
We've gone after the healthcare.gov website.
Yeah, but that have been minor, and those have been on the margins. We're talking about
You don't think these are tee-ups for bigger?
We're also talking about a group of people.
Larger attacks.
Go ahead, Michelle.
We're also talking about a group of people who are very energized to destroy America. They're making $1 million a day in oil revenue. They're wealthy. They're educated. This is not your typical hacker in their mom's basement. These are thousands of sophisticated, educated people with money.
All right, they have a lot of money. And by the way, people quibble over that, whether it's $1 million, $2 million, $3 million a day, because of all the conquered oil lands that they've retrieved. They're selling that on the black market. That's where we get that figure about how much money they have on top of the billions they're supposedly sitting on right now. So they've got a lot of moolah behind it.